So the next thing we're working on with Joy is or recall. And when a dog is learning recall, basically you want to be as exciting as possible so that you're the best thing in the world. When I do recall outside, when there's lots of distractions, I use a really, really high value treat like chicken or cheese or something. Right now I just have regular treats because when I'm inside, there's not as much to take her attention away. But a squirrel's going to be much more interesting than me. So outside, she has more temptation. In here, yeah, she might see the cat and get some temptation, but likely I can get her attention back on me because it's a smaller area. Here we go. She has learned how to do touch, which her mom taught her. Come here, touch. And touch is almost like a little game to get a dog to come to you. For some reason, dogs love to do it. They love popping their little nose right on your hand. Touch, come here, touch. Come on, you can do it. Come on, touch. Okay. If she doesn't come, you put the treat right in your hand. Touch. Show it to her. Touch, come on, come on. You're getting lazy. Come on, touch. Come on, girl. Touch. Yes, like that. Good girl. But some people will only use the word touch. They don't use come. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're consistent and the dog knows that means to come to you, that's fine. When I'm teaching recall with a dog, like I mentioned, you have to have a higher energy level. So you can't just be like, come see me. It has to be, come here, girl, come on, girl, yes, good girl. And then as soon as she starts coming towards you, you want to mark it with that, yes, good girl, and give her reward. Come on, girl, come on, yes, good job. Now, when a dog approaches you, when they come, they should sit. Good girl. Automatically, as soon as they get to you, they should sit down. Ready? Come, girl, come on, yes, good girl. A fun game to play, especially with kids, is like playing monkey in the middle, where you have 2 or 3 people, and you each take turns calling the dog to you and rewarding them when they get to you. And then you start putting further and further distance between you and the other person. It's even better if you have 3, 4, 5 people because the dog really has to listen to who's calling them next. And again, they have to get excited and get the dog's attention. Pretty soon the dog is sprinting from one person to the next because it's so much fun. So that's a good way to teach recall. When you're practicing recall outdoors, I suggest using a 20 or 30 foot training leash like this. And that gives you just attach it to the dog and let the dog kind of drag it. But that gives you a little bit more control. If you need to, you can step on it if it looks like the dog's going to take off. And you can use it outdoors in maybe a strange place they've never been, and it makes them feel a little bit more secure too. You're going to have a seat? Okay. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Randomly call your dog to you all through your house. Different rooms, different places, different textures. Just like anything with training, you want to try as many different places as possible to really ingrain it in your dog. They don't generalize well, so if you can teach your dog, for instance, to down on hard floor versus downing on carpet or soft floor, and then again on tile, then after 3 or 4 different textures, maybe 3 or 4 different rooms, they will start to generalize it. That also goes with how many people actually train the dog. You don't want the same person all the time training the dog. So everybody in the household should participate in training so that the dog realizes that she has to do the command for whoever tells her. So she might sit perfectly for me, but then she might go up to a complete stranger and they say sit and she won't. So good girl. But she's very attentive to me because she's worked with me a lot. Yes, good girl. Good job. And it's the same with recall. Different places set her up for success. If you have a fenced-in yard, even better because it's safer. But be prepared if there's something like a squirrel in the yard. They hit that threshold where their excitement level is so high that they cannot think. It's like their brain shuts off, and they can't think straight, and so they don't hear you. It just goes in one ear out the other because that squirrel's so exciting. So before they see the squirrel, you want to call them to you, have that squirrel as far away as possible, and then you'll have more success getting them to come to you. With time and a lot of practice and a lot of patience, you can get to the point where she sees that squirrel and she just, okay, whatever, mom's calling me, I'm going to go. And then her reliability will grow. I think she's getting tired. She wants a nap. So that's it for today, and we will continue with some more training tomorrow. And I think she's going to go take a nap.